The 315. Here's Brian Higgins.
Tim Leonard back filling in for Brian this afternoon, but we're about to hear from Brian in just a little bit. He chatted with SU assistant basketball coach Alan Griffin, one of his weekly chats with Coach Griff earlier on today after the Orange got that nice bounce-back win, resounding bounce-back win. Everyone taking their hands off the panic meter now. We're feeling a little bit more relaxed after Syracuse followed probably its worst game of the season, that dreadful loss at UNC with probably its best game of the season last night. And let's hear what Brian and Coach Griff chatted about earlier today. Here's Brian.
Time now for our weekly conversation with Orange assistant coach Alan Griffin. And, man, up and down week here. A great win last night at Pittsburgh, basically leading the whole way. Tough game the game before against Carolina. We know about that, Griffin. You know, from a day where everything went wrong on Saturday, how'd you turn that Saturday, everything going wrong, to most everything going right last night?
Yeah, it's one of those things where Coach came into our locker room and basically told us to, we have to, forget this game and worry about a really good Pittsburgh team coming up here Tuesday night. The Carolina game, it was something that, happened that was uncharacteristic of this year's team. But you can't let that loss beat you again against Pittsburgh, I thought our guys had a great focus after the Carolina game in practice, and we were able to execute our game plan Tuesday night.
When you look back at Saturday, how much time do you guys spend on a game like that where, everything went wrong? Are you grinding film on that, Griff, or it's just all right, yeah, that was just terrible, let's forget about it?
Oh, yeah, and, I couldn't watch it. Coach Autry watched it on the plane back, and what we did was when we got back from Carolina, before we let the guys go, we watched some of the game with the team, and it was one of those things where it wasn't a MF session. It was more of a teaching, and this is why. We ask for certain things in practice because of this very moment, especially playing in that high level of a game. And it was a great session because I thought it was guys got something out of it, which was good.
Yeah, I mean, they always say, right, it's the age-old saying, you learn more from losses. And, I think we heard from a bunch of the guys, after the game Saturday, it's man, I've never lost a game like that in my life. Not that you want to have a game like that, right? But I imagine moments like that sink in a little bit more with guys like this.
Yeah, definitely. And, and sometimes you get humbled. And I just thought that in that game, it humbled all of us, not just the players, us as the coaches and everything. And, I give our kids a lot of credit because, again, they didn't let Carolina beat them twice.
No, absolutely not. And then you guys come out last night, and I'd say that's as rock solid as buttoned up. It was not an up and down game. It was, you guys, it seemed like played pretty steady throughout, did what you do. What stood out to you last night, Griff? Because I look back and I was man, it wasn't like spectacular stuff was happening. It was just, all right, Syracuse showed up and played good ball for 40 minutes.
Yeah, it was, our patience on offense. I think our patience was great. We wanted to make it a half-court 5-on-5 game, and part of that is running better offense and executing offense. Even though you don't score on every offensive possession, but if you get good quality shots, that gives you an opportunity to get your numbers to get back, and you can match up well and play 5-on-5. I think that's the key for our team. If we can play a 5-on-5 half-court defense, we'll have a lot of success.
Yeah, and only gave up 58 points at that end of the court yesterday, so that obviously stands out for how well the defense played yesterday. You mentioned the half-court offense. JJ stands out. He had 17 points, was very efficient yesterday. What about JJ last night? It felt like, he was getting to the spots he wanted to get to on the floor.
Yeah, he did a great job. He got to the spots. He had a pull-up. He played confident. He had a lot of confidence about him. Guys made an effort to, getting him the ball. And he just, you kind of love the swag. He was really confident, and it was a big thing for him and for our team.
You can see it right in the second half, Griffin. He hit that one he did a pivot 360 step back fadeaway. I don't know what you would call it. That's one where you know your shot's going in, right?
Yeah, that's the Dirk. That's what these workout guys be teaching them. It's not like I've never seen JJ work on that shot. It's just one of those things where it just happened. And obviously he's a good player, and he made stuff happen yesterday, which was very, very good. Very good for our team.
All right, the Dirk. That's easier to say than whatever I just said.
Yeah, he made the Dirk, the one-legged, all the way, shot, which was great.
I'm more used to seeing 7-foot Germans shoot it, but we'll take it from JJ. We'll take it from JJ. We saw the 3-point shooting last night too, Griff. As a team, right? Collectively, 10 of 17. 7 guys made a 3. This is not a normal, instance for you guys this year. What happened from the outside? Was it taking the right shots? Was it getting good looks? What set up that performance?
I think it was a combination of both, taking the right shots, but getting quality looks. And I think when you do that, those are the shots that guys work on, rhythm shots. And if you can get rhythm threes in your offense, that means you'll make shots. It's the ones where end of the shot clock rushed, and you just gotta shoot those shot up. We probably took 2 or 3 of those shots the whole game, but the majority of our threes made was in rhythm. Which I think we'll be able to make those shots if we can kind of get those quality looks again.
Yeah, it was just a very solid day all around. And, it comes out after the game. Obviously, you knew this beforehand, but Red said it officially after the game. Unfortunately, Nahem will be done for the year. The foot injury he has, we've seen him in the walking boot and the scooter. He needs surgery on that. How tough a blow is this to miss a guy literally that large, to not have his presence on the court the rest of the way?
It's huge. It's a huge loss because, for the amount of time that he plays, he's probably per 40. His shot blocking is way up there, and obviously offensive rebounding, getting us second opportunities is huge. His presence is always felt. Because he's a monster, and I call him a mutant. You're just a mutant, and it's unfortunate, but just hopefully he can heal from this and come back, stronger than ever next year. But again, we're gonna miss him tremendously.
Yeah, always, guys that big with foot issues, always tough, and you got to be careful with that. So wishing Nahem the best, a great personality and a fun guy to get to know here.
Brian, isn't it funny how you see this 7-foot monster on this little scooter with a boot?
Yeah.
It's just,
it doesn't look right.
No, it does not look right. No, it does not. If I was him, I'd rather be on crutches than on the little scooter. But that's something that I'll probably have to say to him in practice today. Come on.
Yeah. And crutches, you got a better story to tell. They're man, what happened to you?
Yeah, but you scooting around on this little scooter that you almost fell 50 times already.
You don't have when you're a 7'4" guy and you got a scooter under your knee, your center of balance. You got no good center of gravity. No. It's not going to work out well for you.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, we got to get the man some get a wheelchair, push him around. I don't know. Get a cool story to go along with it. The little scooter.
I like the big crutches with the U-shaped thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
We need something like that.
Yeah.
We need. I mean, he's 7'4". He's going to need a big pair, right. But we'll get him something like that. Griff's on top of that. That's what Griff's project is for the rest of the day.
Definitely.
Making Nahem look cool. So we know Malik Brown's playing center. Obviously, he had a little foul trouble yesterday, but he's been playing great. Peter Carey came in off the bench from you, 7 minutes. A lot of fouls while he's out there, but he was mixing it up. What do you make of Peter? I mean, he's just really throwing in the mix here midway through conference season this year.
Next man up. Peter's been practicing well. The only thing about Peter is his health, just staying healthy as much as possible. But I thought he played well. I thought his fouls were needed. I thought they were aggressive, which is good, which is a good sign. You don't want those fouls where you just get overwhelmed and you just fouling just to foul, and that was what he did earlier in the year, when we put him in Hawaii. It was just one of those deals where it was just overwhelming for him. But he showed some heart. I wish his jumper would have went in. That would have been a great, feeling. But, then him missing a left-hand layup around the rim. So he had his opportunities. But, he made himself available, and guys felt comfortable, throwing him the ball in those, areas. So, which is a good thing. So the confidence is there, from his peers. And he got a nice assist to Chris on the wing. He caught the ball in the high post and threw it out to Chris, which, Peter's a very intelligent basketball player. So, just hopefully with more reps and game reps, the better he becomes.
Yeah, and, he or Munir, or we saw Benny play a little center last night. Obviously, you're not going to be able to play Malik 40 minutes at that spot, just the way it's going. So I guess that'll be a game-by-game, moment-by-moment thing, right, the rest of the way, whenever you need to take Malik off the court.
I'm sorry, say it again? Sorry.
How do you handle that? I mean, we saw Carey last night. Munir's kind of been in and out, banged up. Malik's great, but you cannot play center 40 minutes a game realistically. How do you handle this on a game-in, game-out basis with whatever's behind, I guess, Malik at this point at the center spot?
Especially at that position, you got to, outside of Malik, you got to throw stuff on the wall and see what sticks, Yeah. I think if we can ever get around to being able to play Benny at the 5, that'll be another weapon, because now they have to worry about us on the other end as much as we have to worry about them, with Benny's ability to step out and shoot and play on the perimeter. So, but, Munir, he'll have his spots. He just got to go in there and be solid. Peter, again, same thing like Munir, but we just got to use every combination that we can because, again, Nahem is a big loss for us at that position, and we just got to figure it out. And, the last 2 games were, some sample size, so we just got to kind of see what else we can throw out there.
All right, quick thought here. Alan Griffin with us on Miami before we let you go. Miami coming into the Dome on Saturday. A bit of an advantage here, I guess, Griff. You can watch them play live tonight. They're playing FSU tonight. How do you handle this where you can actually, kick back and do a little live scouting of them tonight if you take some time?
That'll be great, because those are our next 2 opponents, right? We play, Miami. We got both Florida teams coming up in this cold, which is a good thing, hopefully to our advantage, But Miami is a very, very good team. Obviously, with their NCAA experience last year, with those guys coming back, adding transfers. We got our hands full, especially they're a very good offensive team, and they can score at 5 positions, which is very rare in today's game, and we got our hands full, but I think our guys will be up for the challenge because just how much they got to worry. We have to worry about them. They got to worry about us, and we're gonna try to be physical and mix it up and really try to get after these guys.
Griff, always good to chat. It should be a good game Saturday. I think expecting a good one at the Dome Saturday at noon. We'll let you go find Nahem some giant crutches, but we'll talk again next week.
All right, see you guys.
All right, that was assistant coach Alan Griffin with Brian earlier today. We thank him for popping on. We passed 444, which reminds us, if you were hurt in a car, call our friends at William Matar at 444-4444. More thoughts on SU men's basketball and their win last night still to come here on ESPN Radio and QSportsTalk.com.